Good afternoon. As an older woman who's into the latter part of her life, I can tell you with absolute certainty that I've witnessed two very different ways people move through their later years. Most people don't even realize which path they're on until it's too late. But the path you take isn't decided by your age. It's decided by a choice you're making right now, and that choice will change the entire quality of your life from here on out. So let's talk about that. Let's start with what's real. And what I'm about to say is one of the most powerful statements there is. And it's this. There is no doubt that in general, as we age, we suffer more losses than we do at any other time in our life. Wow. And the first loss we usually notice is that our body doesn't respond the way it used to. Your knees hurt, your back aches, you can't move like you once did. You may have already had a number of surgeries. And when you walk past the mirror and take a glance, you ask yourself, who is that? And it's you. Your memory also changes. You walk into a room and forget why you're there. You reach for a word that used to come easily, and it's just gone. Welcome to my world. And the roles that once made you feel important in life also starts to fade. Maybe you're not needed in the same way anymore because the kids are grown with their own families, or the career that once defined you for most of your life is gone, and with it can come a sense of worth you may longer feel. And society doesn't help us either because it glorifies youth and overlooks the wisdom of the older generation. So it's pretty easy to start feeling invisible, like the world has decided that at this stage of life, you're no longer relevant. And then there's the hardest loss of all, losing the people we love. And the longer you live, the more loss you accumulate. So as Mae West used to say, getting old ain't for sissies. And she was right. But we always have a choice, because at some point, every one of us faces a crossroads in our life. Do we keep going and enjoy our life as best we can? Or do we start pulling back from life slowly, losing faith that life still has something to offer us? And here's where the fork in the road happens, and a choice has to be made. As a 77-year-old woman within the last few years, I've heard a lot of people talking about aging like it's this slow decline you have to brace yourself for. But over the years, I've come to see that there are two very different ways people move through the later years of their life. They're either growing older or getting older. And what a difference there is between the two. Getting older is when you look at all of this, the losses, the changes, the uncertainty, and you see it as proof that you're becoming less than who you were, and that the best parts of your life are behind you. In other words, you believe your story is almost over. So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, you start withdrawing from life. You say no to more invitations. You stop reaching out to friends. Or you might pull back from trying new things because you tell yourself, it's too late for me. It feels as if you're just waiting. And I'll show you later in this video, there still is a lot to look forward to in your later years. But here's what happens when you stay on that road. The world starts getting smaller and smaller. Isolation creeps in. Even bitterness can take over. You stop laughing as much. You might sit in your chair thinking about what used to be instead of what still could be. And believe it or not, this is a very common path many people choose. And I understand why. I get it. Because the losses are real. And the physical and the emotional pain is also real. But it doesn't have to be your only choice. Now, growing older is different. You face those same losses, the same body, same grief, same uncertainty, but instead of closing down, you choose to open up. You're still connecting with people and laughing with friends. You're still finding joy in small moments and trying new things and learning new things. You're still showing up in life, even when it's hard. In other words, you haven't checked out yet. I have learned so much from others who are much older than me, and most of them talk about growing older as a gift. And one of the biggest gifts they tell me is that they no longer strive to be liked or get approval from anyone. After all these years, the fear of what people think no longer haunts them. They could care less. They finally feel free to say whatever comes to their mind, and they laugh about it, and they use their age as an excuse. They say, well, I'm old, what can I say? Like it's finally okay to be me because I'm old. And you know what else? They also no longer pretend that they've got to have it all together. They forget things all the time. They say weird things, they act silly, and once again they laugh and say, hey, I'm old, what can I say? And they say it with such glee. But what impresses me the most is that they no longer feel the need to prove their worth based on what they used to do, or how they looked, or what they accomplished. Because when you can't rely on your appearance anymore, you stop performing. And when you can't do everything you used to do, you stop having to prove yourself. Wow, what a gift that is. And here's the greatest lesson I've learned from my own experience of growing older that I want to pass on to you. When all of your old expectations fall away of who you think you should be, and when the pretending stops, what's left isn't less of who you are. It's more of who you really are, because there are no pretenses, no performance, just you. You're finally free to be just you. And this is why I'm talking about aging now before you're 80, because when it comes down to it, the most important person you're going to be left with in your life is you. And the hard question to ask yourself now is, when you get to that stage of your life, will you really believe that you're finally enough? Will you have a love for yourself that appreciates and respects who you are, just as you are, no matter the situation? Because if the answer is no, then what comes next for you is going to be getting older, not growing older. But if you want to grow older, it's important you start loving yourself now. This is why I make it a point to continue to talk about self-love on the channel, because I want to help you prepare for your old age now. So here's what I'd love for you to take away from all of this. The years ahead aren't about waiting to die. They're about finally learning how to live as you, the real you. You cannot control what challenges are going to come your way, but you can control how you show up for your life right now. You can choose to love yourself today, to connect with people, to find joy in small moments today, because the choice between growing older and getting older isn't about avoiding loss. It's about how you meet life right now, either with fear or with love. And that choice is always yours to make. Now, I'm going to keep showing up here every Monday and Thursday with messages like this because I believe in you and I believe in the years ahead of you. So if you'd like to join me every week, I look forward to seeing you, perhaps joining our community and hearing from you with your comments. I really hope this video helped you today, but always keep in mind that there are many ways to wake up inside your life as we get older. And I think this next video, when trying to fix yourself isn't what you need, can show you how to live with more clarity and purpose, and why this time in your life is so important. No matter your age, always remember that there really is no one worth knowing more than you.